We're going to go deep into this tomorrow. That's why I'm trying to give you a leeway of how we really have to change our way of living, the way we think. I'm going to read this in Hebrews 13:1. It says, let brotherly love continue. So let brotherly love continue. You have to look at this because you look at the last verse of Hebrews, the 12th chapter, the 29th verse. Before he tells us, let brotherly love continue, he says, for our power, the most high power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is a consuming fire. A consuming fire. He will burn you up. He's a consuming fire. Woo. He is a consuming fire. So Hebrews 13:1 says, let brotherly love continue. Looking at verse 17, it says, obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls. So it tells you got to obey the ones that rule over you, and submit yourselves. For the ones that's ruling over you, which is the teachers and so forth at this day and time, got to watch out for your souls, as they that must give account. See, people don't realize the in-depth of the spirit of those that are the leaders that are held accountable for those that they're teaching, that they get to know. You can't be held accountable for all you quiet Israelites that you don't know anything about, but those that you do know. So it says, obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves. You got to submit to the orders. For they watch for your souls, as they that must give account. Have to give account for what it is that's coming out, and the actions that happens behind what you do. That's supposed to rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. Because you got to give an account, that they may do it with joy, that they may do what they're doing with joy, and not with grief, and not being sad about dealing with our people. Stiff-necked and hard-hearted, where you got to go into your own people that's around you as the body of a Mashiach Yahushai, that you can do this with joy and not with grief. For that is unprofitable for you. It ain't said about them, it says unprofitable for you. That's unprofitable for you. Verse 7. He said in verse 1, let brotherly love continue. Verse 7. Remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of the Most High. Those are teachers whose faith follow. They have to believe in what it is that they're bringing forth. Consider the end of their conversation. Because they have to give account, like you just told you. They have to give account of our actions. Mashiach Yahushua is saying yesterday and today and forever. Say, be not carried about with diverse, different, and strange doctrines. All these different doctrines that's coming out right now. For it is a good thing that the heart, which is your mind, be established with grace, not with meats which have not profited them that have been occupied therein. Let's talk about, you look at the dietary laws, not talking about anything that's unclean. It's always going to be, meat. If you look at it spiritually, it's talking about strong meat, which means you understand, proper breakdowns of these scriptures. Okay? Let's look at Luke the 6th chapter. 27th verse. Luke 6:27. But I say unto you, which hear, everybody can hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. That's a spirit. Your mind has to really be changed in the spirit to do this. Talking about your people of Israel. Love your enemies, do good to them that which hate you, bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. And unto him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also. Meaning you loving your brother. You ain't trying to, you want to, as much as possible, be at peace with all men. So that's what he's telling us. A lot of times you got to take something to be able to bring about the change in someone. A lot of times. Our people, he's saying. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. They take away from you. Because, they can go in the steal. People go in the steal, thou shalt not steal. They can go in the steal, so don't ask them for them again. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. So, you want somebody to treat you, you're supposed to treat them the same way as you want to be treated. So if you are raunchy, that's because when you look at self-examination, love the neighbor as thyself, how you feel about somebody, you're going to show it by the way you feel about yourself. So how you feel, you see somebody that's all raunchy and all hateful, that's how they feel about themselves. Love the neighbor as thyself. You start doing a self-examination, you'll see that person got a problem with themselves. It says, for if ye love them which love you, what thanks have ye? The sinners also love those that love them. Say people that's out there dealing with all kind of madness and sin. They love them that love them also. And if you do good to them which do good to you, what thanks have ye? For sinners also do even the same. They do the same thing. So there's no biggie. It's no big thing. So I say that's like letting you know he not with. You with my camp, I can't deal with can't talk to nobody else. And you with my church, I can't deal with you because I'm with this church and you ain't with my church. We a body. He gonna gather us from all four corners of the earth. But it's gotta be in peace. It can't be in all this tension, all the madness that's going on right now. That's a waste of time. You don't want to waste your time. You want to make sure that you're doing what's necessary to bring this about in the bond of peace of Mashiach Yahushua. Look at First Thessalonians 5 and 14. 1 Thessalonians 5:14. Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly. Those that are unruly, you gotta warn. That's why you gotta shut it down. Some people are unruly. They out of control. You gotta warn them that are unruly. Comfort the feeble-minded. Support the weak. Be patient toward all men. I say, see that none render evil for evil unto any man. Talking to the children of Israel. But ever follow that which is good, which is the laws of the Most High. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love yourself, love your brother, love your sister. But ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Verse 11. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. So we got to comfort each other and edify. That's why you got to be edified, which is true. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you. You got to know the people that labor among you and are over you in Hashem Mashiach Gavashah. You got to know those that are over you too, that admonish you, that tell you right from wrong, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake. So this is part of what you're supposed to be doing. To esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves. Okay? This is what he's telling us to do. For the work that's being done, esteem them very highly, it says, in love for their work's sake. And be at peace among yourselves. Supposed to be at peace. Supposed to be able to go back to that peace at any time and understand that we are body, that we're working to get it together, to make it to the kingdom. No more, no less. Second Thessalonians, 3rd chapter, the 5th verse. That's 2 Thessalonians 3 and 5. And the Most High, while Mashiach Gavashah, direct your hearts into the love of the Most High, and into the patient waiting for Mashiach Gavashah. So the Most High got to direct our minds into the love of the Most High, which is what? John 14:15. Mashiach Gavashah said, if you love me, keep my commandments. But it's the love of the Most High that we keep his commandments. Commandments are not grievous. 1 John 5 and 3. So, and the Most High direct your hearts, which is your minds, into the love of the Most High, to follow him. Follow his rules and regulations. Follow his laws, statutes, commandments. And into the patient waiting for Mashiach Gavashah. Now we command you, brethren, by Hashem Mashiach Gavashah, going to the throne of the Most High, that you withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly. It's about order. You have a right to avoid a brother that walketh disorderly, and not after tradition which he received of us. When a brother started going off. Or you know that the brother is off. You can withdraw yourself from that brother. For yourself know how ye ought to follow us. For we behave not ourselves disorderly among you. I'm saying, our brothers disorderly, there's something wrong with the brothers. That's why I say you can withdraw yourself from the brothers. You say, hey, you know how we act. There's certain order, especially you leaders. You can't be walking around here being disorderly. People have a right to withdraw themselves from you. He said, neither did we eat any man's bread for naught. But we say, they didn't take about no man's food for nothing, but wrought with labor. They was working and travailed night and day, that we might not be chargeable to any of you. Hear that? They made sure that they was working, laboring, that they can have their own food. They can make sure that they had ability to have their own. Not because we have not power, not because they have a spiritual power, but to make ourselves an example unto you to follow us. To show them what you're supposed to be doing. Labor. You gotta have means to have money in this world. Money is a defense. Not leaning on someone else to take care of you. Man. You gotta find ways to labor. Go out there and get you a job. A laborer, if you don't have a job, you gotta have some money coming from somewhere. You gotta have money. It says, listen, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any man, listen, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. Since you ain't working, you shouldn't eat. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly. Say, you heard about this, these cats that's walking disorderly. Not in the spirit. Out of the spirit, doing all kinds of sins. All the time. Working not at all, but as busybodies. They here, they everywhere. Busybodies, but they ain't working at all. Busybodies. They here, they everywhere. Always running their mouth. Got something to say, this, that, and the third, but they ain't working. They ain't doing the work. And pretty soon, if you ain't working in the vineyard, pretty soon, those days add up. You're looking at most of the days you just dealing with whatever you're dealing with and not laboring. Unless, you have something physically wrong with you, you're supposed to be out there working. You're not disabled. You're supposed to be doing something. Hustling, making some money. That's what I say. Labor with your hands, man. But we hear that, verse 11, we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly. They out of order. That's why the Most High deal with order. Your brothers don't want to come into order. So you walk in disorder. It says, working not at all, but are busybodies. It says, now them that are such we command and exhort by our power of Mashiach Yahushua, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread. Work. Get you a job, it said. Or some means to be able to have monies coming in. That you're not depending on somebody else. Your whole life ain't depending upon somebody else. It says, but ye, brethren, be not weary in well-doing. So don't be weary in well-doing. Don't be getting upset and doing well. Because there's a lot of brothers that's doing the right thing. But don't feel bad. Nobody else is not doing what you're doing and following what he's just saying do. And working to have your own bread and have your own food. And nobody have to take care of you. And somebody that's not, working and not doing the things that you're doing, don't let them make you feel bad. That's what he's saying. That's what I say. But ye, brethren, be not weary in well-doing. Don't be feeling bad. Because you're doing what's right. You're doing well. It says, and if any man obey not our word by this epistle, note that man. It says, note that man and have no company with him. It's saying it over and over again. You can avoid that man, that he may be ashamed. They may be ashamed. So what's up? Be ashamed. Yet count him not as an enemy. You don't count him as an enemy. Because now you go on to sin. Say, yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother. Admonish him as a brother. Tell him his faults. This is how we're supposed to do it. Titus, the first chapter, the 13th verse. This witness is true. Titus 1:13. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply. Sometimes you got to rebuke people sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. You got to rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. Go to 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 6. Let's start at verse 1. So let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor. And he's talking about those slave masters. He's talking about the teachers. Masters mean the teachers. Worthy of all honor, that the name of the Most High and his doctrine be not blasphemed. And they that have believing masters or believing teachers, let them not despise them. They don't despise your teacher, because they are brethren. Now you know, ain't no master, no slave master was our brethren. Talking about the Israelites here. They are brethren, 12 tribes of Israel. But rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. It's telling you here. If any man teach otherwise, and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our power of Mashiach Yahushua, and to the doctrine which is according to righteousness, he is proud. So what you're going to run into? People that's prideful, knowing nothing, don't know nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy. It'll start bringing in these spirits. Envy, spirit of envy, the spirit of strife, the spirit of railings, going back and forth arguing, evil surmisings, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is righteousness, because they gain something that's righteous. From such withdraw thyself. He's giving you ins and outs.